Thank you for joining us. Tonight is the Wednesday, May 20th regular City Council meeting. Tonight, the invocation will be given by Pastor Ricky Chambers from the Kingsburg Community Church. If you will please stand and take off your hats.
Thanks so much for having me. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, this evening I lift up our community to you. I ask for your grace and your mercy to abound in and among us. I pray for each council member and our mayor and for our city manager. I thank you for each of them, Lord, and their leadership. Continue to strengthen them and give them your discernment to lead wisely for the prosperity of Kingsburg. We ask you just continue to provide for our community in every which way. And we lift up our emergency responders to you, our police department, our fire department. Protect them as they protect us. And ask your blessing over those being recognized today, over Bruce Blaney, over the track team. Lord, what a great thing that is to celebrate. And for the CERT volunteers who are being sworn in today, thank you for them and their service to this community. May Kingsburg continue to be a place where we seek to serve rather than to be served, just as you came and gave us that example, Lord Jesus. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
And now we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'm going to call this meeting to order. Can we get a roll call?
Present.
Here.
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 Here. So our first item is to approve the agenda. Can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Tonight, we have a few presentations. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. First, we're going to call up Bruce Blaney.
This is
Huh?
not rehearsed, so this is all spontaneous.
Okay. The City Council of the City of Kingsburg honoring and recognizing Bruce Blaney for 23 years of distinguished service to the community. Whereas Bruce Blaney faithfully served the residents of the City of Kingsburg for 16 years as a member of the City Council, followed by 7 additional years as a member of the Planning Commission. And whereas throughout more than 2 decades of public service, Bruce Blaney consistently demonstrated a deep love for Kingsburg community and an unwavering commitment to preserve and enhance the quality of life for its residents. And whereas Bruce Blaney provided steadfast guidance, thoughtful leadership, and sound reasoning in addressing complex issues facing the city, always approaching matters with integrity, professionalism, and a genuine desire to serve the public interest. And whereas Bruce Blaney earned the respect and admiration of fellow elected officials, commissioners, city staff, and community members through a collaborative approach that emphasized listening, fairness, transparency, and practical problem solving. And whereas during his tenure, Bruce Blaney played an important role in shaping policies and decisions that contributed to the continued growth, stability, and success of the City of Kingsburg, carefully balancing progress with the community's values and traditions. And whereas Bruce Blaney consistently worked alongside staff and citizens alike to ensure that decisions were made thoughtfully and responsibly, always striving to achieve outcomes that would best serve and present the future needs of the Kingsburg community. And whereas the City Council wishes to formally recognize and express its sincere gratitude for the countless hours, dedication, and leadership Bruce Blaney devoted to public service and to the betterment of the City of Kingsburg, now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Kingsburg hereby honors and celebrates Bruce Blaney for his outstanding 23 years of public service and extends its deepest appreciation for his steadfast leadership, commitment to the community, and enduring contributions to the city of Kingsburg. Be it therefore resolved that the city of Kingsburg congratulates Bruce Blaney and thanks him for his years of dedicated service, wishing him continued success and fulfillment in all future endeavors.
Thank you for those kind words. I first of all would like to thank the citizens of Kingsburg for giving me the opportunity to serve in a number of ways. I was asked by Fire Chief Ed Morgan to start as a volunteer fireman a number of years ago, and it was a great time. But it made me realize that service above self is important. And that's what's all about. Secondly, I would like to thank my wife for putting up with me running out on birthdays and all kinds of things. And I would thank the good Lord for taking care of us and keeping us safe. And I'd like to go ahead and thank council and staff for all the trials and tribulations that we all worked through. Sometimes were not so much fun, but we did all get through it together. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any council comments?
Yeah, I have a few comments. Thanks, Bruce, for all your years of service to Kingsburg. What was 23, and I know about a month or so ago at the Planning Commission meeting, and you announced that it was going to be your last meeting. And I know you made the comment that you started on Planning Commission, I believe, with the service besides the fire department, as a committee or commissions or city council. And then you got on the city council, and I know he's one of our former mayors, did a good job as mayor, did a great job on Planning Commission. I've been the liaison for Planning Commission. I'm on my second stint now. I've been on city council going on 8 years, and listening to you, during Planning Commission, I've learned a lot, about the Planning Commission from you, and just glad that you could, be here for Kingsburg, and thank you very much, and hope to see you around a lot here around Kingsburg. I know you'll still be involved with a lot of things, so thank you, Bruce.
I just want to say thank you. When I was a brand new city council member, I think back in 2016, for your guidance and your mentorship and just the wealth of knowledge that you have for our city. I just wanted to thank you for that.
Yeah, just real quick, a big thank you. Coming up on council, it was interesting as a new council member, we were treated with a pretty high level of respect in these seats. And I think that for me, that wasn't because I earned it. It was because of people prior like you. We're really up here kind of standing on the shoulders of the giants before us, and that's you. I think it's very interesting. Kingsburg's been around for a long time. In the history of the town, we've only had 22 mayors. There's 5 in this room today. I think that's a pretty cool thing. So thank you for being here.
Just wanted to say thank you. I mean, my council members have said it best. Just appreciate all the work and effort that you've given to our community. And we're so thankful for individuals like you. Thank you.
Any staff comments?
I'll extend my appreciation to Bruce. First and foremost, he was on the council that hired me, so I appreciate that very much. But he was always someone that was easy to work with. He trusted staff, and we appreciated that very much. But I think he always led with thoughtfulness. I think he always was willing to listen, regardless of the side that you were on, if you were a citizen. And I was just really appreciative that he would continued on the planning commission, and provided guidance to some new planning commissioners. And Kingsburg, I think is a better place now because of the time that you served here. So I appreciate that very much.
Well, thank you. Do you want to come up and take some pictures with your family?
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and vacate so that you have a lot of people standing.
Well, now it's time for the coaches and the track team to come on up. Come on. Oh. The City Council of the City of Kingsburg honoring the 2026 Kingsburg High School track and field teams. Whereas the City of Kingsburg proudly recognizes the outstanding accomplishments, dedication, and sportsmanship demonstrated by the student athletes and coaching staff of the Kingsburg High School track and field program during the 2026 season. Whereas the Kingsburg High School track and field team earned a second place finish in the Tri-County Conference and captured the title of 2026 CIF Central Division III Championship. And whereas the Kingsburg High School girls track and field team achieved an impressive third place finish in TCC and 7th overall in the CIF Central Section competition. And whereas the 2026 season was highlighted by extraordinary athletic performances, resulting in 8 school records being broken, showcasing the commitment, perseverance, and excellence of Kingsburg's student athletes. And whereas the following new school records were established, the varsity boys 4x200 meter relay, Owen Miguel, Cameron Perkins, Caleb Johnson, and Isaiah Thompson with a new record of 1 minute 22nd.09, surpassing the previous record set in 2014. Isaiah Thompson established 4 new school records. The Frosh-Soft 400-meter dash, 48.99, previous record set in 1973. The Frosh-Soft 110-meter high hurdles, 15.37, previous record set in 2017. The Frosh-Soft 300-meter intermediate hurdles, 39.22, previous record set in 2025. And the Varsity Boys 400-meter dash, 48.99, previous record set in 1951.
Wow.
Varsity Girls. Varsity Girls 4x200-meter relay, Isabella Strambi, Madeline Esigian, Mia Delgadillo, and Juliana Morales. New record of 1 minute 44.94, surpassing the previous record set in 2025. The Varsity Girls Sprint Medley Relay, Isabella Strambi, Madeline Esigian, Mia Delgadillo, and Juliana Morales. The new record of 154.85, surpassing the previous record set in 2025. The Varsity Girls 4x400-meter relay, Madeline Esigian, Juliana Morales, Madison Zulim, and Mia Delgadillo. New record of 4:12.79, surpassing the previous record set in 2025. Whereas these accomplishments reflect not only athletic excellence, but also the values of teamwork, discipline, leadership, and community pride that positively represents the city of Kingsburg. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the City Council of Kingsburg hereby congratulates and honors the 2026 Kingsburg High School track and field teams, coaches, and families for their exceptional achievements and extends the best wishes for continued success in the years ahead. All right, Coach Krass, do you want to come say a few words? I don't know. Coach Krass, do you want to say a few words? I know.
Is anybody senior scholarship night on Monday? Yeah, did you see me walk into the door frame on the way out because I was still shaking? I absolutely dislike talking in front of people. The group behind me and the 100 other athletes that we have on the track team. I work for a living, I want frozen foods, but that's the reason I keep doing what I'm doing. 27 years of coaching, and every year there's more athletes that just bring me back. This group, I don't think I've ever really kept track of how many school records have gone down in 1 year, but I know 8 is by far and away more than normal. We've started a top 10 list, I think 12 years ago. There are more athletes on the top 10 list than I've ever seen. We put them in bright highlight yellow, post them to the wall, so they see that every day. It's a joy to come down to the track every day. So I think the coaches would agree with me. It's not what we do, it's the work that the athletes put in, and this group behind us is the group that really put in the most work. There's a few that aren't here, obviously, that should be. But yeah, it's a pleasure, and thank the council and Stacy for telling us we're doing this. But yeah, the honor is this group, as coaches. So I'm gonna get way in the back.
That is true.
We still got one more presentation.
Congratulations.
Yeah. That was good. That was
Mhm. Okay. So for the next item, I'm going to call up Fire Chief Rodney Roberts.
Madam Mayor and Council, thank you so much for having me up here today. And it's my honor to be up here and introduce the new addition of CERT members that we have at the fire department. This city is just, yeah, it's huge with volunteers, and I really appreciate that at the fire department. There's so much work to be done and a lot of opportunities that we need filled over there. And so when we have a new group that's led by Relinda and Rob Gong, it's just, it really helps us out and it makes our job easier. And they're able to come up here and serve the community also. And so they've been working hard. They had some training over the last few weekends, just getting prepared and learning what it is to be a CERT member and ways that they can use their training out in the field to assist citizens and also the fire department. Other things that they've been doing out there. So they obviously are getting ready for disasters or fires that we have here in town, but they also could go out and help the surrounding communities outside of here also. But our CERT members have been, been helping us out on every event that we've had here. So from the Sweetest Festival to You Matter Day to the car show, they've been manning barricades, working a booth, handing out smoke detectors, handing out fire extinguishers, and taking a list and actually installing those smoke detectors in people's houses for people that are needing them out there. And working with Red Cross, they set up a center over in Dinuba not too long ago to assist Red Cross, and that's just great training that they get out there. And so we always need a big group of volunteers because they're not always available. And so when we have something, it's whoever is available that they get the call and they get to come in and be able to assist us. So tonight, it's my honor to bring up Mary Rochelle Lovett, Laura Lutz, Chelsea De La Rosa, Gabriel Tabares, Cameron Rocha, and Emmanuel Ismela. And so they're going to come up and take the oath of office and join our team tonight. And I'm very proud to have them here tonight.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I. Do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of California. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance. To the Constitution of the United States. and the Constitution of the State of California. And the Constitution of the State of California. That I'll take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation. Or purpose of evasion. That I will well and faithfully. Discharge the duties. Upon which I'm about to enter.
You guys want to just get a quick picture right here in front also?
So our next item is public comment. This provides an opportunity for members of the public to address the city council on items of interest to the public within the council's jurisdiction and which are not already on the agenda this evening. It is the policy of the council not to answer questions impromptu. Speakers should limit their comments to not more than 3 minutes. For items which are on the agenda this evening, members of the public will be provided an opportunity to address the council as each item is brought up for discussion. Is there anyone here for public comment? Seeing none, I'm going to close public comment and move to the consent calendar. Items on the consent calendar are considered routine and include a recommended action from staff and shall be acted on in one motion of the council. If a council member requests additional information or would like to pull an item for discussion, that item shall be pulled from the consent calendar and acted on separately. A motion to approve the consent calendar is deemed to include a motion to waive the full reading of any ordinance or resolution on the consent calendar. Tonight, we have items 1 through 10. Would any member of council like to pull an item for discussion? Would any staff or a member of the public like to pull an item to be discussed? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to the regular calendar. Our first item is the 1% Public Safety Sales Tax Measure E Overview. Presentation by Police Chief Stevens and Fire Chief Roberts.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and council members. I'd like to go over the Measure E spending for the 25-26 fiscal year and our plan for the 26-27 fiscal year. Nope. So part of the 25-26 spending plan, the capital outlay that we had was we spent approximately $75,000 on our body worn and in-car cameras. That's a 5-year subscription, and that was year 3 of our 5-year subscription. We also purchased several items for the officers for their safety equipment, ballistic vest, ammunition, helmets, restraints, firearms, and that has been completed. We just did transition to our new firearms. Some of the training plan that we have, some of it has been completed and some's ongoing. The ongoing is the peace officer skills and specialty training, the quarterly training that we have to do with the sheriff's department. That's our emergency driving, use of force, arrest control, things like that are mandated by post. Individual and a assignment for investigations, things like that we send our detectives to specialized training. We continue to do that. Our technical and investigative conferences, those have been completed. Our supervisory and leadership conferences, those are completed. We do have one sergeant and the Sherman Block Leadership Institute currently in Milpitas. I think she's on class 3 of 8. Our women's leadership and development, every year we like to send the female employees to the Willie Conference, which is a women in leadership for in law enforcement. It's a big conference down in the San Diego area, and it's put on by the California Police Chiefs Association, and they get phenomenal training in different aspects with leadership and have great training, and it's time for them to network and build relationships. We also have new laws and regulation training. Those have been completed. Some of the other things we're doing is peer support training. That's a very important topic for us, and we're getting our peer support team trained so they can help our officers if they're in need. We just sent our chaplains to a California Chaplains Corp training, which Chaplain Taylor came back and said that's probably the best chaplain training that he's attended. And he feels it'll be of a great benefit to the department and even other agencies if they're in need of a chaplain, and we can provide that. Arrest and control updater, instructor updates, vehicle containment, CSTI, which is officer safety training, Title 15, which is our jail. All officers have to go through this 8-hour training every 2 years. Smith & Wesson Armor School, we sent a couple of people to that since we just transitioned to a new firearm. Surveillance fundamentals, drone training, sexual assault investigations, and the National SROs training that we continue to send our SROs to get them trained up. Leadership training. As some of you know, I was fortunate enough to attend the FBI LEDA, the Law Enforcement Executive Development Training, which was phenomenal. I'm hoping to send any other lieutenant or supervisors that are interested in that to that training as well. Again, SLI, which is prestigious for our sergeants to go to, the Central California Women's Conference, and the Willie Conference. All that training includes both our professional staff and our sworn staff. So the personnel that was funded through Measure E, it's 1 police service technician, a quarter of my salary. It funds 2 police lieutenants, 1 police sergeant, and 4 police officers. So it's 8 full-time funded employees with a small portion of that going towards the chief. And with the general fund and other third party, such as ACT and the SROs, we are with 29 full-time employees currently. So the spending plan for the 26-27 year, it will continue to fund those positions that I just mentioned. We will be fully staffed with the positions we have. So 29. And again, with our ACT position and the 2 SRO positions. So part of the spending plan for the capital outlay is, again, we'll be on body worn cameras, $75,000 for the fourth year of the subscription. And then we are in the process of adding 8 flock cameras here in the downtown area. There will be several, I think 6 in the downtown area, as well as 2 other flock cameras out in the city. A couple areas that we think that they will be beneficial. Part of the cameras are PTZ or Zoom cameras. So again, if we have parades, festivals, we can use those cameras to monitor the festival, or if we need to locate somebody, we can use those cameras to help us with that. Again, our training plan. We'll continue to do the peace officer specialty trainings, individual assignment trainings, the technical and investigative conferences, the supervisory schools, which are very important to me, and growing our staff members and developing them. The women in leadership development. We have 4 people attended to go to Willie this year down in San Diego, which is a good conference for them. And then new laws and regulation training through Lieber Cassidy and Whitmore and the San Joaquin Valley Risk Management Association. Some of that is some of those funds are for office supplies, safety equipment, screening personnel, department tools, communications, vehicle maintenances, fuels, and equipment maintenance. Basically the things that we need to run the police department is what it's going to help fund. And part of that, a small portion helps fund the SRO position. It supports that with their safety equipment, their department tools that they will need, communications, their vehicle maintenance, fuels, and training and education for both the high school and the elementary school districts. And again, the elementary school is the same. So that is the presentation for the Measure E oversight. Have any questions?
Just maybe pointing out one thing.
Yes.
8 officers and 2 sworn is how many positions Measure E allows for you to have?
So yeah, it's 8 positions total, plus
quarter of you.
plus a quarter of me. Yeah, so that's 4 police officers on the street, 1 police sergeant, 2 lieutenants, and a police service technician that's in the records area.
So that's what we would lose without Measure E.
Yes, we would lose those positions.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
No, go ahead. Well, I just real quick, Chief, I had a question.
Yeah.
How much time does any of the staff spend on social media? Because the reason why I'm asking is I see a lot of chatter about Measure E, and I think in some ways, some people don't understand all the benefits that Measure E provide to the community. I think they genuinely want to support Measure E, but I think some of them need that nudge of like, hey, here's all the things that we've done. And is anyone on social media helping that process?
Yes, we have a few officers that are pretty active in social media. We also have the Measure E site set up to help with that. The main person that does most of our posting with Measure E and just our social media in general has been off on medical leave. So we've kind of had a transition and slowed down a little bit. We also had a couple things when Chief Dadian retired. All the accounts were linked to his email and his phone number. And we didn't switch those before. So we're having a hard time being able to get into social media. So we're working on that actively with Facebook and Twitter to be able to get more employees to be able to post on social media.
Okay. Thank you. That's all.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you again for having me up here to explain a little bit about Measure E and the funding, how we're using the funding in the fire department. So Measure E for fiscal year 25-26, the expenditures on people, personnel that we're using right now. It started in 24-25 and has continued into 26-27. Currently, we're using it for 3 captain positions, 1 fire apparatus engineer, and 1 part-time administrative assistant. 50% of the account clerk split with Kingsburg PD, and then 17% of the accountant, which is also over here at City Hall, is what that is being used for, which is used for the fire department, police department, and also public works, which currently we have 18 full-time and 6 part-time sworn personnel at the fire department, plus myself. Measure E on fiscal year 25-26 expenditures on our M&O maintenance and operations. It's funded $45,000 for tools and supplies, $45,000 for communications, $24,000 for fuel, $64,000 for professional services, and another $12,000 for training and education. And so some of the items that we're using is that we're able to standardize some of our equipment on our fire engine and ambulances. So the extrication tools that we have on there, so that we would have the same thing on each. So we've been working on that, on standardization, and plus also on all of our ambulances. We like to say that they're rescue ambulances because they have fire personnel on there. And so we purchase combi tools for them. So if they get out and they beat the fire engine there, they're able to cut a person out of a car also. We've been standardizing all of our radios at the fire department, if it's in the fire engine or the radio that they carry on their side, so that they're all the same, so they know how to use them. If they need a backup radio, it's all the same, so they know how to communicate, whether with our dispatch or if they're traveling into Fresno County and talking to CAL FIRE, that it's we're able to have that training across the board and have a standardization of radios. We've also did an upgrade in our radio room underneath the teapot. We earthquake proofed it. Had a couple things where a couple of the racks needed to be replaced. Randy from Jay's Communication came out and gave us guidance on it, reworked some of the racks that were in there, put a new rack, changed out all the batteries for fire and police. And then they're actually getting ready. We just purchase a second repeater for our fire channel. So if our main repeater goes down, that we will have a backup that EMS communications can reach us on. And so it's just a good redundant system that we're able to put in with the funds. We've been sending, we have Darius that just got back from a image trend conference in Minneapolis, and that's the reporting system that we use to report to the state and also to feds. And we do all of our patient care reports with that. And so it's a heavy lift, and we thought that he needed a little bit more training out there. So he just got back from that. We have 2 members out in Palm Springs right now at EMS conference, bringing back new things, new technology to us also. But this, also we fund this with our PPE, like our turnouts and also things for our ambulances. I feel like we're very cutting edge here in Kingsburg at the fire department. We're the first ones in the valley to use video laryngoscopes, and that's used to place a tube in somebody's trachea so that we could actually see with the video, record it, and send it with the patient care report that we had a successful innovation with that patient, which is huge. And also it's called the Easy IO, but it's a needle that actually, when we can't get a vein, that it will actually go into the bone, and we could give life-saving medications and IV fluid. And so those are skills that we don't use every day. So we want to have the best techniques and tools to be successful and save people's lives with it. And so we're doing a lot of great things with that money that Measure E has provided us in the city and the citizens here. One of our great highlights in 25-26 was our new fire engine coming, and with the help of the council and also Senator Melissa Hurtado we were able to push that thing in, have a wonderful day out there. And so along with that it comes with equipment that was needing to be purchased with that. And so we rolled over some funds, which was used to purchase all the tools on the fire engine. And so that $100,000 was rolled over for us for that. In 26-27 capital outlay, what we're looking for is we're starting that fund again for a new fire engine at some point in time. And with the fire engine now looking at could be $1.2, $1.3 million by the time it happens. Hopefully, maybe there might be some things on the horizon with some class action lawsuits or something that might bring down the cost a little bit and maybe break that up a little bit. But we're starting to save already for the next fire engine at some point in time. And then along with that is $20,000 for PPE, that PPE has to be retired after every 10 years and plus has to be serviced every single year also. And it's definitely not cheap. Also for 26, 27 expenditures, nothing's really going to change on our personnel of what we're funding for those positions. So it's still going to continue with the 3 captain positions, the 1 engineer position, the part-time administrative assistant, and then 50% of the account clerk and 17% of the accountant. So not seeing any change in the future from that. And that's all I have, unless you have questions.
I have just the same question. So how many people do you have on like social media doing education portion?
So it's mainly Devin. Devin is amazing. And he is on there every day. As you can see that there's postings on our site all the time. Him and Rolinda does a system in it. But I get phone calls from Devin every single day, like, what do you think about this, posting that, or we're sending him videos and pictures, and he's posting constantly. And he's our main lead for that. And I talked to him today a little bit about the things that you're discussing. And hopefully in between attending the conference over in Palm Springs, CFED, said he's hopefully maybe going to be able to address some of that stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's just informational. Are there any additional questions from the public, staff?
Just, Madam Mayor, just a couple of things. Right now, because the measure is on the ballot, it's a very fine line of what we're able to post from city sites with regards to social media. So we can post certain things about, things that are factual, but we can't advocate for the measure or be a proponent or opponent against it either, since it's on the ballot now. So that's part of the reason why. The city certainly has been posting informational items about Measure E, but it's a fine balance between what we can and can't post. But if folks have questions, we're certainly happy to answer questions. Yeah.
The 2 presentations that officers gave tonight, are they on the agenda website? Because I wrote the agenda, but I just don't remember, because that's factual information that's accessible to the public. Because in David's comment about social media chatter, it came about today and I kind of posted as well as I could, but even though I've been following this for over a year, I don't have every single fact at my fingertips or memorized. Or I'm answering when I'm on the sofa in bed and I don't have my notes there. And so having that factual information on the agenda website makes it accessible for everyone to read at their leisure, so to speak. Or copy and paste.
Correct. And then there's a dedicated Measure E page on the city's website. So every time that we've posted something about the election, we've included a link to that because it's just factual information about the measure itself. It has summary information about spending since the measure has been in place since 2018. It has the presentations that these gentlemen gave this evening. It has information about the Citizens Oversight Committee, who those members are, what the capital expenditures have been for both police and fire since the measure was adopted in 2018 as well. So there's all factual information on the city's website on a dedicated page as well.
I just think 8, you said 8 officers. Plus, and he had.
We have 4, 3 captains in engineering and plus part-time administrative staff and 2 positions out at City Hall that we help fund also.
Well, I'm just on actual, I don't think to what their title is, no disrespect.
Yeah.
But that's 8 and 4 or 5%, whatever you said. That's a good amount. It's not something to sneeze at. And just think what it would be like without those 8 police officers. That can work, that are out patrolling and doing stuff. Anyway.
Okay. Thank you. Any additional comments? No questions? All right. Well, I will move on to our next item, the 2026-2027 Draft Capital Improvement Plan and Fiscal Year 27 Streets Update with the staff report by City Manager Alex Henderson.
Madam Mayor, members of council, as we continue the build out of our 2026-2027 budget, the intention this evening is to bring the capital improvement projects plan for discussion and input. This is to consider public and council input as we continue our process, but the final CIP will be considered as part of the budget adoption by council in June. I've included, Abby, if you can just go to the list of proposed projects right there. I'll just go through a handful of these that are proposed for the upcoming year, but I'm happy to take any questions on any that are on here. We do have final payment on a new ambulance that will be coming in the new fiscal year. The EV charging stations, which are mostly funded by a carbon reduction grant, but has a portion of a local match. The construction for that is slated in the downtown this coming fiscal year. Chief mentioned the deposits as well as the personal protective equipment being funded through Measure E. We have some additional dollars going towards the feral cat trap, neuter, return program. There are dollars allocated for park amenities, replacing swings, slides, fitness course pieces at Athwal, and some signage. There's a police vehicle replacement, as well as some additional equipment for parks. So a purchase of a new mower, which also has a portion of it offset by an air district grant. And there's also some water utility improvements. The largest capital expenditure that's planned for the coming year is the TCP 123 treatment of well number 10. And so we have an estimate in there right now as we are starting the design with a consultant right now. As well, in addition, we also have street projects that are proposed. So the way that our streets projects work, because the work occurs in the summer, but it actually occurs in the new fiscal year. So the work that will occur in a couple of months here will actually be part of the next fiscal year 27. But then we're also planning for work that will occur we're budgeting for the design of road projects that will occur in the summer of 2027, but as part of the fiscal year 2028. So on the screen there, you will see the proposed projects in blue for this summer. And the council actually awarded the streets project tonight as part of the consent agenda. The green project there, the portion of 18th, is a federal project that will also either occur this summer or in the fall, depending upon when federal dollars are released. So the projects for this summer are Rayford Johnson Drive from Kern to Sierra, Tulare Street from 10th to 14th Avenue, which is phase 2, 14th Avenue from Stroud to Klepper, 21st, 22nd, Carolyn, Birch, and Magnolia, and the portion of 18th Avenue from Earl Street to Sierra Street as part of a federal project as well. The road projects that are planned for next summer are 18th Avenue from Kern Street to up to the overpass, Union Pacific overpass. A portion in the southeast area of town, which includes 7th and 8th Street in Plumas. A portion in the northeast area of town, which includes Sophia, Harold, and Winter. Stroud Avenue from Academy to essentially the city line to the west. And then the 10th and Kern intersection improvements, which are part of a highway safety improvement federal grant over by Roosevelt School, are also planned for the summer of 2027. So I'm certainly happy to answer any questions that you may have on any proposed projects. Again, tonight is informational only. We've also included information about how essentially we select street projects as well as other capital improvement projects. There is an approved policy that council reviews and adopts each year as part of the budget that helps guide that decision making. And all of our roads are examined as part of a pavement management system and are assigned a value from 0 to 100. And so we are usually trying to tackle the ones that are obviously on the lower end of that, but also there are roads that are more frequently traveled that tend to get addressed more frequently just based upon, the fact that their arterials are collectors and are more frequent than residential streets. But I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. Concludes my report.
You have a question. Looking at some of these capital projects for this year coming up, I see a lot of them are Measure C funded projects. Are any of these going to run into issues? Are these like right now dollars that are going to get spent, or are these phase A in a multi-phase project? Because I think it's looking like Measure C is going to be dead. So with that being the case, are any of these going to be not completed? That's what I'm asking.
So we still have some fund balance in all of our Measure C accounts. So we are planning, there were different bid schedules on your consent agenda tonight. We didn't recommend all of them be approved because of kind of what you're alluding to in the fact that if Measure C does go away, we may have to rely more on our other local road funds that we receive. So right now, I don't believe anything that we have is certainly not in the upcoming year, but is in jeopardy. We have a number of outward projects that are large federal. We received large federal grants for that there is a local match. So for example, the portion of Conejo or Sierra from Bethel to roughly Sixth Avenue is a very large project that will be in a couple of years. It's a several $1 million project. Our share of that is a few $100,000. If Measure C goes away, what will end up happening is that we'll be using a lot of our local dollars that we have to meet those matches probably, because those are much larger projects. And so the realistic effect is that we'll be able to do less road projects with local money, right? So right now we spend anywhere from about 1 to 1.2 or 1.3 million of our own dollars. And, some of that includes matches for federal projects, but so a lot of those dollars would then probably be allocated towards those matches, and we would be much more reliant on federal projects, which don't do a lot for residential streets, really only arterials like Sierra 18th. Some of our collector streets have enough traffic to even qualify for those dollars. So that will be the long-term impact if Measure C is lost, is we'll be able to do less projects and probably less local roads.
Okay, thank you. More on that when we do council member reports.
Any other questions? Any questions from the public or staff? No? Okay. This too is informational. So moving on to future agenda items, there is nothing listed. Okay, then we'll move to the city manager's report.
A couple of brief items. The scoreboard work that the council granted a micro grant to should be getting underway here very shortly. All the approvals have been completed, and they were just finalizing some of the electrical with the sign company. So you'll see the work happening there pretty quickly. Chief Roberts told me tonight they're sending down a unit and 3 members to Riverside as part of a strike team. There's a fire down there. So we'll be sending some folks down there shortly. And then just a reminder that our first meeting in June is on Tuesday, June 2nd, not on Wednesday, because there are promotions and graduation that first week of June. So our next meeting will be on Tuesday, June 2nd. That's all I have.
Very good. Okay. Council member reports. Council member Silva.
Thank you, Mayor Smith. Yeah, just a few things to report. Let's start with the Kingsburg Healthcare District. There was 5 different community needs grants that got approved. 1 to the high school, 1 to the Kingsburg basketball boosters, the Kingsburg girls softball league, the Kingsburg ag boosters, and the Kingsburg Lions Club. So those were the notable takeaways from that meeting. And then when it comes to the Economic Development Committee, we have not met, although there is just a few things quickly to report, Swedish Mill's still making progress. I know that sometimes people talk about that one quite a bit. I mean, they are, you'll see a lot of activity over there. So there's been quite a bit of activity. So that's progressing. And then the other one is an 8,000 square foot office space that West Star Construction is proposing in the business park. So if anyone is in need of office space, that would be a good one to contact West Star or Jolene Polyak with the city. And then there is a ribbon cutting ceremony, which Councilmember North will report on later. And then in addition to that, the South Kings GSA has not met. Hopefully we'll meet in June. And then the San Joaquin Valley air pollution has not met. And with that, that concludes my report.
Very good. All right, Councilmember North.
SKF met last week. Everything was procedural that we have to do annually, so nothing really to report out for that. We had a chamber meeting right before the Swedish Festival, and the focus at the chamber meeting was really getting ready for the Swedish Festival. I did talk to Lauren today, and she said to really emphasize that she learned with her first Swedish festival that it really does take a village, and we do that here in Kingsburg. She said she wanted to thank the Lions Club, BID, Swedish Festival Committee, Public Works, all the city staff, that everybody really came together to make it a wonderful event. Ribbon cutting is going to be on May 30th at Empower Her. And that is right down in the walkway that goes down to the park at 10 o'clock a.m. I also just wanted to mention something really quick. When Pastor Ricky prayed, and I think we really felt the theme here tonight, he said, Kingsburg serves, they're not to be served. Like we do that as a community. Really saw that with our CERT team. But one of the ways that I really saw that was You Matter Day. We had that after our last council meeting on that Saturday, where we had 36 different booths that put together kits for those in need, or cards, or gifts of appreciation. And so I was talking to Council Member Silva, and we're trying to calculate how many kits or items that we created, and it was somewhere between 9,500 and 10,200 that the last will be distributed tomorrow. Mrs. Sabrinsky and I will be taking the last donations up to the Ronald McDonald House, where we did bags for families that are there. So thank you for all the support, city, Public Works, all of you. I saw many of you there, so thank you. May 8th next year.
Thank you. Councilmember Palomar.
Thank you. Public Safety, we met last week, and Public Works, Daniel was here. We had like $2,500 left in our budget to allocate out. So Daniel asked for some LED lighting for the walking trail on 10th Avenue over there by Raper Johnson Junior High. People have been complaining it's really dark over there. So we allocated $2,000 to Public Works for LED lighting for that walking trail. We had about 500 left over, and it was brought to our attention that there was a couple hundred, almost $200 of unpaid bill for the helmets for You Matter Day for the police department. So we allocated to pay off the helmets for the police department, the bike helmets. And then the rest, about $300 or so, we gave it to the police department for the indoor drone program. So we used it all. It's all, we used all $10,000 last meeting. And that's it for Public Safety. Planning Commission also met on last Thursday night. Planning Commission voted to pass a resolution amending the Kingsburg Municipal Code to add cemeteries to to the list of conditional use in open space districts. So that, I guess, it wasn't in our general plan for cemeteries to be in the city. So the planning commission passed a resolution so we were able to do that for the cemetery. We also, the planning commission also passed a resolution recommending to the Kingsburg City Council to adopt objective design standards for multi-family projects. And that'll be coming to us soon. And that's all I have to report. Oh, wait, excuse me. Community Service Commission, we're scheduled to meet next week. That's all I have.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Purcell.
A couple things regarding the Measure C. Council of Governments had voted to not support Measure C, so that was kind of a dead renewal. There was a new project or a new citizens initiative that had submitted all their signatures called the Better Roads, Safe Streets. They submitted that 33,000 signatures. They failed the random test. They pull 770 something random, and then they check them to check for accuracy. They didn't meet the threshold of accuracy with it, which triggers an automatic hand count. Mr. Koos's office at the recorder's office has indicated he does not have the staff to get that done in time, given the election is on the 3rd and it's the first 2-page ballot they've ever had. So it is very unlikely at this point that this measure will be validated, the Citizens Initiative, which is going to be a conversation we'll have to work through at COG to figure out what's going to happen next. But I would say it's less likely that Citizens Initiative even makes it to the ballot for November, based on that, which is it's going to be a big deal. I believe we'll probably have to relook at the Measure C renewal, but kind of more to come on that. The never-ending saga of transit dollars. The only other thing to report on is I had a meeting with a couple of the school board members. Serpa and Thompson. Great meeting. We just talked about there's a lot of overlap between the city and the school, including the school resource officer, the JPA we have at the pool, and we both pull a lot of money from the healthcare district. And we kind of talked a little bit about coming up with things that are mutually beneficial and kind of going in as a team, so we're not kind of both fighting over the same things, prioritizing what we need, especially for the things that we share and seeing what they can help with. It was a really, really good meeting. I'd say one of the things that I'm going to try and do is just continue to build those relationships with both the high school and then work my way to the elementary school board to just kind of get us all working on the same page as electeds. So that's all I have.
Very good. Thank you. The Finance Committee hasn't met. Our next meeting is May 25th. Our next meeting is June 2nd. The bid had a special meeting last week before Swedish Festival, and they agreed to do a cost share with the chamber to have Cal Euphoria promote the Swedish Festival. And I'd like to say thank you guys for supporting the Swedish Festival. It was a good, successful festival. And I, appreciate you guys coming out and supporting it. And I appreciate everybody's hard work. It does take a village, a lot of people, a lot of volunteers, and really grateful for everybody that helped. So, that is it. And I'm going to adjourn the regular Kingsburg City Council meeting into closed session. I'm going to adjourn out of closed session and into the regular Kingsburg City Council meeting. Mike, do we have anything to report?
No, Madam Mayor, there was nothing to report out of closed session this evening.
Thank you. I'm going to adjourn the regular Kingsburg City Council.